In this video, I'll show you exactly how I fixed this complicated company that makes and sells things like wastebaskets to the government and to businesses. We built them an all-in-one business system so they can run their business from one place. Now, I'm Drew Brockbank. I built more than 185 business systems that actually work in the real world for clients across the world, from startups and political campaigns to billion-dollar scale-ups and everything in between.
And you guys got two business arms. You have a GSA, that's government, those military installations, specified by architects, designers for the U.S. government buildings. Then you have commercial, so custom fiberglass planters, recycling centers for hospitality sector. I think it was there's 110 custom receptacles. You guys just moved forward with that deal, I believe.
That's right.
Approximately 500 different products across categories. USA made verification required by government contracts. Sales currently unbelievably high despite economic conditions. Congrats. It's good to hear that. It's so interesting. I feel like if people are doing these projects, they typically have money coming in. So it's weird because like the economy, it seems very unstable, but in our little bubble of Zoho, it seems like everyone's doing well. So it's kind of funny. But I'm glad people we work with are having success there. That's great. So current system pain points and requirements. Zoho Books is a top priority. You're currently using Account Edge on remote desktop. It's an upgrade. Quoting integration critical. Currently using quoter scale pad systems that work well. You need quotes to convert directly into orders. Talked about that on the last call a little bit. Showed you a diagram. Just released a video on our last call. I don't think it was released. That goes over all of that in depth too. So I can send it over to you if you want. Projects can run 6 to 7 months. Cannot invoice immediately upon order creation. Talked about that. Discovered Zoho as integration with quoter system. Don't want inventory tracking integrated with accounting system.
That's right.
That would mess up the P&Ls due to consolidation and custom manufacturing requirements that you guys have. You're interested in separate Zoho inventory system without an integration. That's what I put here. I'm not sure if that's still up to date.
That's not current. So we, because we have a new warehouse that we're moving into December 1st, they have their own 3PL. So we will be on their system.
Okay, so no interest in Zoho inventory. Let me put that.
That's right.
No, thanks for the clarification there. No, Zoho. Got it. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Need order acknowledgement capability. QuickBooks lack this. QuickBooks marketing and lead generation challenges. Don't build controlled marketing despite high sales. Current marketing efforts. Email blast via constant contacts to a 5,000 contacts email list. It's been built over the years. Social media presence, adequate but not robust. Paper catalogs, 500 sent, only a couple responded. Most go into the dumpster. Listed on platforms like My Resource Library and Spec, simple for architect sourcing. We talked Revit files for BIM object platforms. CAD software files that architects use to place products in building drawings or building renders maybe. Critical for commercial expansion and scalable growth. I think you guys had already made moves on that based on what we talked about in our last
I'm
call.
actually in the middle of it. That's what was, I thought my meeting about that was overlapping with yours, but it was the mountain time was fine, but I thought it came over at Eastern time. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be in another meeting. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I think we went back and forth. You proposed a new time. And then I think the last message you sent was, hey, we're good to meet at the same time.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm glad you mentioned that. Horrible at follow through with potential customers. Get architect designer names and emails from specs, but then don't follow up. Talk about a follow-up system. Particularly, there's a need for CRM for commercial hospitality prospects. Finally, Zoho One implementation strategy. Fiscal year starts July 1st. Goals to have a full accounting system set up by then. Zoho Books set up by July 1st would be a success in and of itself. You're interested in Zoho marketing automation over Zoho campaigns. Talk about that. Has more robust features. CRM integration for better lead follow-up, especially commercial. We want to avoid starting configuration in the wrong apps modules. There's so much overlap in Zoho. It's kind of a maze to navigate. That's where we ended up. More specifically, you were taking me through the customer journey on the last call. Architect is working on project and CAD software. Talked about the Revit files. So they find a Revit file. And then once they get approval from whoever the architect is kind of pitching to, there's a procurement manager or architect who they're wanting to source these ancillary products.
Mhm.
So the architect or procurement manager would reach out to you with a quote request. So it's a PDF, it's a written explanation, or a written explanation via email, just saying, hey, this is what we want.
Mhm.
And then you guys would create a quote based on the quote request. So you said you would send me over, I think, a GSA quote example.
Oh, yeah. I never did that, did I? Yeah.
Completely fine. If you don't in the discovery, we're not going to penalize you or anything.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
If you could send it over, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
super easy to send it over. Yep.
Perfect. Yep, that would be helpful. I asked how many line items typically we're looking at, and you said 1 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
Usually no more than 10. At that point, architect or procurement manager would approve the quote and then send a purchase order. Or you would send a purchase order. So you would approve the quote. You'd say, okay, or sorry, let me make sure I got this right. Approve the quote and send a purchase order. Yeah. So the architect or procurement manager would approve the quote that you send them, and they would send a purchase order to you.
That's right.
I said that you would convert the quote that you created, that they approved, and you would turn it into a sales order. So the quote is just the commitment to for you to give them a price.
Mhm.
Sales order is their commitment to you to actually purchase the thing you quoted.
Yep.
You can do that conversion in just a couple clicks. It's really easy. So you'd have the quote turn into a sales order, and then you would attach their purchase order to it just for tracking purposes.
And sometimes they do change quantities. Sometimes they do delete a product. Sometimes so you always have the option to edit that order, right?
Yes, and there's a change log too. So you will see in the record all the changes that were made by who. So you can track all of that. There's an audit trail there as well.
Right.
Then you have the next part here, which is the convert quote to sales order based on purchase order. We talked about that. Payment terms: government, no deposit; existing customers, no deposit; new commercial customers, 50% upfront deposit. No migrating data from Zoho books. You just want to move it. We could move it into Zoho Analytics for reference in just a couple clicks, just so you know.
Mhm.
But you also said you'd prefer to add items manually, correct? So not even
Yes.
over items, yeah. Which is
Yeah,
completely
we just have so much bad data that, I really would like to have that option.
excellent. Okay, so that's where we left off in our last call. Is there with payment terms, putting that into Zoho, and then I guess my question for you would be, picking up within that process. Let's say I'm working with your organization. I'm working for you, and I got the sale. Someone wanted to move forward. I created the sales order. I'm looking to create the invoice, and let's say it's a new commercial customer, and I send the invoice for 50% up front. Where do things go from there? What's the next step?
Once the check clears, then we send a order acknowledgement, and we sort of update them on how it's almost done, when the expected ship date is. And then, like for this order that just came in for the mall, we had to get they're a new customer, so we got the balance due before we put it on a truck.
Balance due, or it's a truck.
For existing customers, it's a little easier. We don't even ask for a deposit. We just, give them an order confirmation with estimated ship date, ship it, send the invoice. They know that it shipped, and then it's net 30 days.
Net 30 days for customers / government. Just want to make sure I'm getting this right. So once the check clears, let's say it's a new commercial customer,
Mhm.
send over the invoice, they pay the 50% up front. You send an order acknowledgement
To the
email
customer.
to them saying, this is when you can expect the shipment to arrive. Is there anything, how are you getting the ship date, out of curiosity?
So then, we're in contact with our factory who private labels the products for us. So in the meantime, I'm talking with them like, hey, how long, what's the schedule look like? When can we get it out? And they're like, why don't you give them this date? We'd like to under promise and, get it earlier. That's really our thing. So I am in contact with the factory and they're like, okay, send that purchase order in to us so we could put it on your manufacturing schedule. So then I work with the factory, send that PO to them with the pricing, what it costs for us to make it, and wait for them to say, okay, it's ready. And I also give them the label, the packing list, and all that to put on the order.
Okay, so sales order comes through. You go to the factory, you send them the list of materials, you send all the information regarding the order, and then they get back to you with a expected shipment date.
Yep.
Okay, and are you calling, emailing, how are you getting this information?
We do, a little bit of both, because especially for fiberglass, we do a lot. There's so many different kinds of orders. We have that we make ahead, receptacles ahead. When those come in, those are like, yep, send 2 out today. And they go out for the custom orders. It's a little bit phone call, email, some meetings, if it's a custom product that we're making for them.
Okay, factory, got it. I'm trying to think if there's a way where we can standardize the factories getting back to you. So sales orders created automatically sends them an email saying, this is the list of material. Can you respond back with an expected shipment date? And then we remove having to have you manually call an email. I don't know if that's a pipe dream though. So you tell me.
Sounds like a pipe dream, but it would be great.
Okay.
Somebody wants to join the meeting. Come here, buddy. Do you see him? Isn't he so cute? Look at this little furry face.
He's adorable. Welcome to the meeting. So I just want to make sure I'm clear here. So you're calling and emailing the factory after the sales order comes in. You're sending them the sales order and going back and forth on details, especially if it's a custom product. But then they're telling you
custom color, it has to be sent to the lab. They send me a chip. So it's there's a lot. There could be a lot involved.
Okay, so there's a lot of nuance there. So I don't know if we completely automate that, but it's something
to think about, though, honestly, that would be, I think it would be helpful if there was something like, besides just a purchase order, right? Like, it seems like when they get the purchase order, that's their go time. Okay, this is real. This is an order. Because we also talk about a lot of projects that we quote, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, wait, is this an order? No, this is just a possible project. So their trigger is once they get a purchase order from us, they know it's real. It's an order in-house, and they'll be making it.
Yeah. Once a sales order is created, you can take that sales order and convert it to a purchase order and send it to your vendor, just so you're aware.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Now, if it's fiberglass, one-on-one, fiberglass, and that's it on the order, great. Sometimes the GSA will also have fiberglass, and there's a ton of other items. So that's multiple purchase orders for that one order. It will be ordering from one factory for the metal. Maybe our warehouse will have some inventory and some fiberglass. So we could have we have a lot of multiple vendors with if it's a big project.
Right. Yeah. Because if it's 15 items, maybe 5 items is vendor, each 5 items is a different vendor.
Yeah.
Possibly, right? Okay. So that makes sense. You'd have multiple POs per sales order, and Zoho does allow for that. So basically, just some nuance here. When you do convert a sales order to a purchase order, it will show a draft, and you just hit X on the line item you don't want to include for that purchase order. And then just redo the process, and that's how it works. So
X is nice, because right now it's almost like it's very cumbersome. Like you have to go edit, delete line. I mean, really old, right? Really old tech. Edit, insert line, insert header. Oof.
Yeah. All of that.
We're not doing that.
It adds up over time, right?
It does,
doing that, it can be really frustrating. So, we can show you exactly how to do that. Once sales orders are created, ask for factory shipment details. Yeah, so once the PO is sent over, you collect details. I don't think for a first version it's worth worth going for. But as a second version or as a second phase of development, it might be worth considering like an automatic like reminder system.
Yeah, great.
Because I don't know, you tell me, but I work with a lot of clients where they're like, you think the vendors would be so excited when they get a purchase order from us, but sometimes they don't respond. And it's like,
Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
a lot that they don't, you know, some shops just don't acknowledge, and you assume that it's being worked on until, hey, is this ready to ship? We don't have that order. And that has happened.
and you're like, sent this over to you and you never said anything.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then because we're growing, I could see that becoming more and more of a problem. So I'd like to kind of head that off before that becomes a regular problem.
Yeah, because what I'm envisioning is something, and you tell me if you're like, this would never happen, but you create a sales order and then you convert to your different purchase orders. Your purchase orders automatically go to a vendor and it says, hey, this is the purchase order. We want to purchase this material from you. And then something like a form for them to fill out saying expected ship date, this, and that. And they just fill out the form and hit complete. But I know there's more nuance than that. So that's what I'm trying to, we can dive into that. I think that's more of a phase 2 thing.
Yeah, I like that idea. Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be interesting because then it's like you reduce all those calls, those emails, and those meetings. And you're just like, this form should cover at least 80% of the nuance.
Yeah, even click to confirm receipt. Like, okay, I know they have that. That actually would even be great.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's do that. Let's say click to confirm receipt, or have like you can even do like a reply or received to confirm receipt. Be helpful. Take place automatic reminder system plus how long. Let me just reread this real quick. Okay, so.
And then also on that purchase order to the vendors, there are some vendors that have their same system. We'll get an order acknowledgement or a sales order acknowledgement with a number. There is a place where I put that number. So then when I'm looking back, if there's not a number in there from a vendor that I know, usually has a number, then I'm like, oh, I better call, make sure they got it, or did I miss something? So they do sometimes acknowledge that with an actual order acknowledgement number, and I will put that in our current system.
Okay, got it. So yeah, the vendor. So you're saying the vendor will typically send you like an ID, a sales order number.
That's right. That's right.
The vendor will typically send a SO number back to, and she puts that in the PO. Should put that in the PO. Should track it properly. Okay. Very helpful. Yeah. So if you send them a PO, they'll put it into their system, automatically generate a sales order ID, and then send that sales order ID to you. And then what you should be doing is taking that ID and putting it into the purchase order so that you can track it all back.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's helpful. Next thing here, once the check clears, you send the order acknowledgement. You might have let me see if I've got this in the right order. So
that's only for custom orders. Usually the main orders, they just get an order acknowledgement, and as soon as we enter it.
Got it. So let's pick up here. So they send you the sales order ID and you put it into the purchase order. What's happening next? And I'm assuming they're not shipping it to you to then ship out to the client. You're giving them client address and everything. They're sending it right to them, right?
On the larger orders, it ships direct, drop ship direct to the customer. On some projects, it'll ship to our warehouse if we're consolidating. If it's a multiple deliveries, we're like, you know what? We have to consolidate it, and it'll ship to our warehouse.
So large orders, drop ship. Small orders where there's multiple, you're consolidating it.
Yeah, that's usual. Now there are sometimes if it's going overseas or a military base that we know is so difficult to get into that we consolidate even large orders in our warehouse, which that is a customer service. And we're not making a lot of money on those kind of projects because there's a lot of labor involved. So.
Yeah, my gosh, I can only imagine. Lots of small shipments usually are consolidated in the warehouse to avoid customer with lots of small orders.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, so now we're getting into the inventory side of things, right? So are we wanting to do a push of information from the sales order to the warehouse so they can put their package and then their shipment into their system? What are you thinking?
No, I think, and this is actually my meeting before this with our new warehouse.
Perfect.
I don't believe that they use a 3PL system, and I forget what the name is right now, and they're going to train me on that.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's any crossover. So at this point, I'm going to be using their system only because they're new, and we want to kind of see how it goes.
So in that, I think is fair. My question is to make your life easier.
Mhm.
Imagine when a sales order is once you have a sales order, do you want to push that sales order information over to their inventory system so that it integrates? That way you're not, I just imagine your job, you're going to be looking at the sales order and then keying it into their system. And I'm like, do you want to integrate it? So
There's so many redundancies right now, as you would imagine, right? Just talking. I am entering the same flipping thing again and again and again in all these areas. And then now the new warehouse will be even more. So possibly, and on this meeting that was just said, their input is an Excel spreadsheet. So I was like, well, that may be great. Depending on Zoho, and can I export an Excel spreadsheet on something?
Yeah, and that can be done too. Maybe as a version 1, you can either do it manually or you can do an Excel spreadsheet.
Yep.
What I was just looking to put together is from the sales order in Zoho books. Now there's the commitment for you to actually deliver. And if you were, let's say you're doing a consolidation of multiple shipments, you need to I imagine they need to know like these shipments are coming, and then they need to package it and then put it together.
Yep.
So is there anything that we want to work on for that process, or do you just want to handle that with them? I guess
I think because it's such a learning process right now, because our warehouse that we've been with for 35 years, we just threw stuff in there and they knew what to do with, that this is quite a learning process for us to tighten up our the way we do warehousing, that I think that we'll kind of learn their system for now in phase 2 once I know it, and I'll say, hey, Drew, I'll reach back out to you and say, hey, could we do any automation here?
Okay, got it. And if you never want to do phase 2 with that, don't even worry. But if you do, just know that we're willing. We develop Zoho to help with that all the time for other inventory systems that people use. So just be aware. We'll learn the warehouse 3PL. We can talk about a potential integration. Okay.
I was looking to see if I can get a name for you on their system. Yeah, do not have it. I think it started with an E, but yeah. But anyway, phase 2, that would be great. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, got it. And then would it be helpful for you to be able to zoom out and see at a high level, like these are the different stages of the customer journey and this is how people are flowing through it? Is that?
I think in a long term, it would be great, because that's a view I don't have. And actually, even when I see the Zoho dashboard, even like money coming in, money going out, like, wow, that's the view that I'm going to love. So that's great. If I could even do a flow of projects eventually, that would be awesome too, because right now I'm feeling like I'm pretty blind. If I'm not running reports or really looking at individual line items, I don't know what's happening.
So we'll put it on phase 2, but we call it an executive dashboard, which is just saying, hey, look, this is your customer journey.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how many records are here. This is how many are here. This is how much money's coming in. This is how much money's going out. And we can put all the reports that you generate into one dashboard, so you don't have to go to multiple apps. So we'll put it in phase 2. But it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, phase 1, we really just want to focus on what we just discussed, which is going from lead in, maybe someone comes in from a Revit file, to sales order. And if we can get through that process, that's considered a success.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Zoho books running, and Account Edge in the past, because my current customers that I have, I would love for them to get an invoice that looks very modern that they can pay right from their ACH. They could pay any way they want without having to call me for a credit card number. I mean, or me sending them our ACH information. So that was really, for me, we look really great on our website when we do our quotes, but then all of a sudden they get this invoice and it's like, whoa, it just doesn't quite match.
Yes. Yep. Because they're like, hey, it was looking all professional until we saw this.
Why do I have to call for a credit card number? Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We can set all of that up. Let me put this here too. No.
Were you able to go into our Zoho and see the items that I added? Did you go into that? Yeah. No. Okay.
But I can.
But I was going to ask you, like, can I, at the basic level, can I keep adding items? Can I add customers and can I add vendors? That was my question to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Do all that. Yep. That won't be a problem with what we're doing. We won't mess with anything. Yeah. We actually, based on what you're wanting to do for a first version, we have the information from the discovery that we need to get started. Just to assure you here, every discovery can go forever. Technically, we're never done collecting detail from you. We can always get more detail. The goal is just to follow the 80-20 rule. Let's get 20% of what we need to have 80% clarity so that we can move forward into development with confidence. We're never going to know everything before we start developing, but this is a very clear plan of action. We just released a video that goes over a lot of what we discussed. It doesn't show you how to build it, but it shows you how it works. So what we'll do is, unless there's anything else that's critical that you feel should be mentioned, we can take.
We covered those bases. Yeah, I feel like we covered the critical bases. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is more than enough detail than we need for this part of the process.
Right.
Because a lot of times we'll do like marketing, sales, service, finance, and HR. So we'll do both sides of the house and we'll do sales. So to just focus on the finance is great. We have the information we need for that piece. We'll take the information from the discovery. We'll create an action plan. I showed you some examples, I think, of those. And then our next call is booked for, let's see here. I think it's next week on Monday. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, 11 my time.
Yep. So let's do this. Let's use that meeting to do a readout of the action plan. So we'll finish the action plan by then.
Great.
We'll read the whole thing out to you. And then I'll cancel Tuesday the 25th for now, because I don't think we're going to need that additional discovery. Okay. And then during the discovery on the next call, ask any questions. I'll try to send you the discovery, by the way, I'll try to send you the action plan before the next call.
So I can look at it. Yeah.
So you can review it. And then we will meet on the 24th. And then after that meeting, we'll put it into Zoho projects and you can put, I want it, I don't want it. I want it, I don't want it. And you can just mark all of it and then we can get started.
Great. Okay. Sounds good.
This has been very productive. Thanks for being detailed with your process. That makes this so much smoother. As you can imagine, sometimes we have 10, 15 people on this call. We're trying to just get a straight answer for what the process is. So thank you for being detailed. If you have any questions in the meantime before our next meeting, let me know. We'll go from there.
Sounds good. I did send you one GSA quote. I'm going to send you a bunch of really a tiny one, and then I'll send you a fiberglass one so you can get kind of a good look at the orders or the quotes/orders coming in.
That would be very helpful. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thanks. Talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello. Going good. Long time no see.
Process from
Hello. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Looks like my camera's not on. I don't know why my camera's not on.
No worries. Sandra, was your weekend good?
Oh, my weekend was great. Had a great weekend.
Good. You're in. Are you?
Oh, there we go.
I'm trying to remember where you're based. Are you based in
New York?
Whereabouts are you based?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you mixed up with, I think, another that we work with. Okay, Buffalo. Cool. So you had a good weekend. That's good.
Awesome. How about you?
Yeah, great weekend. You weren't sick this weekend, right? Was it the weekend?
The weekend before, yeah. So I was up and going again this weekend. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Excellent. Well, he's one of our consultants here at Brockbank Consulting. Will be assisting and leading out a lot of the development here. So I figured it would be good to have him hop on for the presentation. I was able to send you the action plan before, and I think I had seen you sent an email to me saying, hey, I've added some notes.
Yeah, I thought for the meeting I would go, I went through it. I had a chance to go through it this morning, and kind of cross out the things that weren't pertaining that we talked about, and simplify it a little bit.
So we'll do this, and just to kind of give you an idea of how this will work, it's a bonus that you went through and added notes like this. Like, this is really good. But so you're aware, we also have in projects, we have here, we should be at the top here. Perfect. We have a column called priority, where you can say, this is must have, I don't want this. This is must have, I don't want this.
Excellent.
Yeah. So just so you're aware,
that wouldn't be like don't want this forever, but it's just for now, right? I'm super simplifying Zoho books right now.
Exactly. You're exactly right. So you can basically, you can either do one of two things. You can fill this out and say, there's things I want, there's things I don't want right now. Or you can just say, Drew, you know how to build the system, put what you want. I don't care.
Okay. The only thing that I noticed on the PDF was that we are not using the Zoho quoting. We have Quoter that will hopefully be integrated. So Zoho quoting is not, because I picked Zoho because Quoter integrates with it. Yeah.
And you don't want to migrate over to Zoho CRM's quotes. You want to stay in Quoter?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And I actually have that in my initial notes. I think it may just not have made it over here. So what I'll do is you may have to remind me of some of the notes you took here, because I think the only note that I saw was this red one right here. Is that correct?
No, there were other ones that, let me grab that my screen.
Oh, I see now. Okay, no.
Then I added some other things. It's really hard with the black background. Trying to highlight it. Yeah.
I see. No, we will only use current quoting software. Not accurate. Please see above. Center use quotes in Zoho books. Okay, so that's the big thing, is the quoter.
Yeah.
No branding. Right. Got it. No. Automatically generate quote numbers and track quote status. Okay, this is helpful. Yeah, and we can certainly integrate with Quoter. That's not
that would probably be the biggest thing, I would think, is the integration. What I don't know is to put that as phase 2, or to just work on Zoho books to get that up to speed, and then try to integrate the our quoting system. Is it an end all or be all that we can't make quotes into an order? No. Is it a deal breaker? I don't think so. But it would be a really great feature.
Okay. Very helpful. What we're going to do is we're going to cover this whole document today. We're going to go from top to bottom. And then after we're done discussing it, we're going to basically export this document, import it here. And then you can go through and put, if it's a must have right now, if it's a nice to have, or you're not interested. And think of it this way, this is just for the first phase. So it's a must have for the first phase, nice to have for the first phase. And then while we discuss it, if you're like, Drew, do you think it should be a part of the first phase? I'll just give you my honest opinion. I'll say, honestly, this isn't needed for the first version. Or I'll say, yeah, it kind of is necessary because of XYZ.
Okay. Sounds good. Things like, I'll just I was working in Quoter, and I was putting in some vendors, and I'm like, oh, a vendor just posted their 2026 price list. Great. I got it in an Excel format. It was a PDF, and I tried to import it, and the drop downs were like not matching, and then there was no other way. Like, I have a price list created. I wanted to attach a price list with this, and I could not do it. So those kind of odd little detail things would be so helpful if I say, hey, or Drew, whoever's in, here's my price list, here's my vendor, here's my,
Can
name
totally
of my price list. How do I get this in? Those little nuances drive me crazy because it'll take
Yeah.
hours, right? So
For sure. And the way I would kind of break it up is we have like the discovery that we're going through right now.
Yeah.
Then there's the design, and this is the system design that we're discussing.
yeah, great.
And so then we'll actually build the system. And then you have what you just talked about, and we call that support. So you're just like, hey, I'm trying to import this and I've never done it before. If you could show me how to do it for the first time and I can do that with this, that would be great. That's
so I'm jumping your steps. I see.
Yeah, and that's by the way, I'm not saying, hey, like I'm trying to bring you back here. I'm saying that totally falls within what we do, and we're happy to help you with that.
Okay, great.
So in the future, if you're like, if they could just step in for 20 minutes and show me how to do this, so I can do it forever the correct way.
Yeah,
totally worth your time. We can totally do that. So
okay, so like there's no time frame, right, between and you. It would be an ongoing hourly, is that right?
It's ongoing hourly, and basically the way we do it is we just say, hey, look, instead of just saying buy hours from us and hopefully we build your system, we say, let's do the discovery. We'll be really organized. Of course, there will be changes to this as we go, but we just want to be organized because it saves time for both of us.
Okay.
We can make you happy much faster because we're organized, and then you're happier because you don't pay as many hours.
Right.
It really does save hours because a lot of hours used in consulting is just explaining things.
Yeah.
And if they're not explained clearly at first, it takes much longer to explain them later. So that's we just front load every consulting engagement with as much information as possible. So with that, yes, if you have requests like how do I import vendor price lists and things like that, send it over to us in an email and we will be sure to respond to you and assist you with that. Even if it falls outside of what we talked about here. That's the nice thing about hourly is we can be more flexible.
Yeah, got it.
Excellent. So I'll jump in right here. Before we build the system, we're going to create a staging preview video. Basically what this is us saying, hey, based on what we discussed, this is what the system's going to look like. Usually takes us 20 to 30 minutes to make the video. Maybe if we need more research, maybe more like 45 minutes to an hour. But we're just trying to, before we build anything, give you as much clarity as possible as to what's happening. So we just do that for our clients. A lot of them like to see, hey, before you build it, what is this going to look like with Quoter? When am I going to jump from Zoho to Quoter? How's Quoter going to go into Zoho? That's what that video will go over. Okay, so we got lead generation and initial contact. So architects, and this really answers the question, hey, you're selling, how are you selling? And how are people first becoming aware of you?
Yeah.
So architects and designers will discover you guys through Revit files on BIM object platform. So to decode that, you have architects and designers. They are building out a space for their clients. Maybe their client's the government. Maybe their client is a commercial office. But in this, when they're designing a 3D model, right, of this place, there's going to be files they need to pull from to create different objects like recycling bins or trash bins, things like that.
Yeah, and especially planters in this
planters. Yes, and exactly. And you have Revit files you already have them so that they can just pick that file, drop it in. And the nice thing too is in the software where they're speccing things out, if they use your file, you're the preferred vendor for that object or for that product because it's your Revit file.
That's right.
Wonderful way to go to market. It's so relevant, so clean. I absolutely love that. So that's important to understand for how are these people becoming aware of you? Well, they're using your files in their 3D design of the space. And then once their client says, we want to move forward with the design, then they're like, you're a preferred vendor for this object that we put in our design. We'd like to order from you.
Yeah. So it really, we have quotes that are the other way where we're quoting someone who is spec, maybe they can't supply it. But this way, if we're preferred, then we're really not in any competition with any other competitor because they have our name and our Revit file, which is preferred, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. it's just a beautiful way to go to market. Absolutely.
And I think that's what 2026 will probably make us grow. That is my my assumption.
Yeah.
Is that will
you're marketing at the time, the exact time they're needing your thing, and then once it's approved, you're already a shoo-in. So it's just makes a lot of sense. Next thing I put here, architects/designers. Find it through current marketing channels. We're talking email blasts, social media, paper catalogs. So there are other ways for them to find you.
Yep.
But we like the first way that we just discussed. Current email list contains about 5,000 contacts built over years from project inquiries. Next thing here, commercial furniture dealers, etc. I'm sitting on a chair right now. Reach out to you to team up on GSA projects for ancillary products. So they might come to you and say, hey, we got a big project going on. We'd love to buy some of your products here. I put here, we'd set up a lead capture form and web to lead functionality. And I think you had noted, hey, look, we don't necessarily need that.
I was talking to my website people and they said, oh, you're going with Zoho. There's a whole bunch of things we can put on your website. They know Zoho, they're like forms and stuff. So I would say, yeah, that's probably something. Phase 1, maybe not, but I feel like it's an easy integration when it comes to that with our website and our contact us kind of forms.
You have people who can do that. Great. What I'm going to do, we're going to leave it on here just for the sake of continuity. So someone can read through this and say, okay, that's how it's going to get there. And then once it ends up here, you can just go and say, not interested. You can just mark it as such on the on the project. And then you know how to access this, correct? We gave you access to this.
Yeah, I forgot all about it.
Yeah,
I'm not using Zoho or Zoho.
Yeah.
It's so
Talk about it
email
for 2
driven.
seconds.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm so email driven. It's going to take a bit. It's going to take a bit to get into that.
Yeah, no worries at all. We can resend you the reminder right after we import it.
Okay.
And it honestly takes like 15 minutes for you. You just start at the top, say yes, and then go through it. It's pretty quick. So okay. So we talked about that. That's good. Let's talk about quoting. So customer sends a quote request via email with PDF attachments containing specifications. I think you'd set an example that I took a look at for your quote back. For the quote request for scene processing, customer sends quote request via email with PDF attachments containing specifications. Just a note here, quote requests typically contain 1 to 15 line items, usually no more than 10 items per quote. Put here, you would receive the quote request and create the quote in Zoho Books. We want to change that over to Quoter.
Yeah.
Totally fine. And then I do just want to double check your Quoter Zoho Books creation. And I want to see.
And what does Quoter go under? They have a bigger name. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, let's check this out.
They've been through so many names. Hang on 1 second. Quoter. Socket.
I'm seeing it under Quoter.
You are? Yeah. Oh, Scale Pad. That is the one. Quoter by Scale Pad. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Yeah, let's do that. Quoter by Scale Pad leading. Is it? Okay. Yeah. So it's Quoter by Scale Pad API. Does this seem correct?
That's it.
Perfect. Quoter API endpoints. Okay. Looks like this is the one. Does this look correct as well? Yep.
That's the icon.
And then did you see that within Quoter, there's a setting to integrate with Zoho?
I did not see that. I just called them or my customer rep and they said there is an integration with Zoho. What I didn't understand if the integration was with the CRM or with the Zoho Books. So that's kind of where I wasn't sure.
Got it. Yeah, and what I want to do here, I want to see if they have a webhook. Let's do. So what we do have here that's good is we have a create quotes endpoint, and all that means is we are able to look at quotes in Quoter. We're able to list them and then push it over to Zoho. So this is not an out-of-box connection. This just means it's possible to grab the info so that we can do it custom. Sometimes people at ScalePad or Quoter or other software companies, they'll be like, yeah, there's an integration for that. What they're meaning is it has to be built custom.
Yeah.
So what I'm curious, if you could send me either via email or in the chat your Quoter login, we can actually see right now if there's a Zoho integration.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to want this to end up in Zoho books eventually.
Question is, everything's automated. I don't know any sign-ins, so I will figure that out since everything is automated.
When you say automated, are you saying
Meaning every time I sign in, I have a Mac, so I use my
oh, sure, yeah,
and I don't know any passwords, so
okay.
I will get that and send it to you.
In the meantime, if you just share your screen, I'm going to see if we can very quickly verify how Quoter is going to feed into this, just so there's clarity on your side what this is going to look like.
Can you see that?
I can.
Okay, so I'm into Quoter now. Is there anything that I could?
Yeah, so I want you to go to the settings for Quoter, and then from here there should be an integration section required. Do you see integrations there? Perfect. And then we want to find Zoho.
Oh, look at that.
There's Zoho. So click on that. And I just want to see where it's.
Make sure there's no other ones. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Perfect. Yeah. Zoho, connect to Zoho.com. Let's just see. Quoter integrates with Zoho. It's in Zoho CRM. So that's okay. I do want them to exist in Zoho books eventually. But this is really good.
Okay.
Really, this is a great sign because it saves you so much time having an out-of-box integration.
Great.
So that's great. Let me just read through this really quick. Shipping. Yeah, this is good. Okay. And then we have a script that converts quotes into, or we can build a script that converts a quote from Zoho CRM into a quote in Zoho books.
Okay.
So we can,
and that'll get us slightly started with the CRM, I would imagine, right? With the people that we're quoting, at least, will be in there.
Exactly. Yep. That will all live there, which will be really nice. So with that, I'll share my screen now. Thanks for letting me take a look at Quoter there. That's really useful. Just to pick up where we left off.
Sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Is that pulling up for you? You seeing this?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Perfect. We do this. Cleaner. Perfect. So you receive quote requests and create quotes in Quoter. Brockman Consulting will explore AI automation. This is more of a phase 2 thing, but I think you might find it interesting, where AI can look at the PDF from your client and then say, this is what they requested, and just create the quote automatically. That's something we can look into. It'd be interesting.
Great.
Zoho Books will put Quoter. Quoter will store attachments linked to each quote record. And actually, I'll do Zoho CRM for this one. We'll store quote attachments linked to each quote record. So spec sheets, drawings that they're sending over to you, you can just attach them all in Zoho CRM.
Great.
I'll put here, Consulting will train on how to do this via a Loom video. So we can send you a video saying, hey, this is where you're going to store all the quote attachments within Zoho. Next part here, quote creation and delivery. We'll create quotes in Zoho. We'll say Quoter, including product images and specifications sheet. Quotes can range from small orders to $300,000 plus for government projects. That's just a quick note. You mentioned that at some point you mentioned that you'd be adding products as you go.
Yep.
Just to make things more simple. So I think the Quoter integration likely will integrate your existing items. But keep that in mind. That might be the way Quoter's built their integration to be. So just be aware of that. We'll send professionally branded quotes to customers in Zoho Books. I think you said not branded. Is that right? Something like that.
No, it's branded with it. Yeah.
We don't want it from Zoho Books.
Right.
Okay. So
I mean, I guess Quoter is on theirs now. I guess there is a little thing that says Quoter on there, but our logo and stuff is definitely on there.
Okay, got it. And then I'm going to put here that we're going to go into Quoter.
And I'll get that sign in for you.
Yes. Perfect. We're going to quoter account and we'll set up the out of box integration for Zoho quoter and Zoho CRM. Just go to quoter homepage, settings, integrations, Zoho, and then set up. So we can do that. A key thing here, we also want to, Consulting will integrate Zoho CRM quotes with Zoho books.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about why that's important. And then if we find that it's not important, we can, there's
I could tell you it definitely is important for time saving, for sure. Yeah.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Great. Next thing here, we'll send professionally branded quotes. And you're going to be sending that via quoter.
Yep.
Rockman Consulting will configure quote templates. Don't have to worry about that. Zoho will automatically generate quote numbers and track quote status. That will happen within Zoho CRM. But it sounds like I'll take it out because quote management is going to happen in quoter. We just want a record of the quote in Zoho.
Record of it it'll have its own record number or something, probably. Right?
Got it. Okay. That's that, and it will have its own record number automatically. But it's, for all intents and purposes for you, there's nothing we got to do on that part. That just happens automatically. Quote approval and purchase order processing. Customer approves quote and sends purchase order to, will convert approved quote to a sales order. So this is the part where we want Zoho books. Is quotes from Zoho CRM. And what I would, just to clarify here, and this will be helpful for you, I have a script that converts a Zoho CRM quote into a Zoho book sales order. So you want to use that script, and then use the Zoho CRM orders, CRM button script. And you can tell me if this makes sense, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to create the quote in Quoter, and then it will pop up in Zoho. And then once they accept the quote, you're going to go to that quote in Zoho CRM and hit convert, and it will convert the quote into a Zoho Books sales order.
Great.
Does that make sense to you?
It absolutely does. And then in addition, not all sales has quotes. In the perfect world, they would all have quotes, but there are some people who work with us for so often, they don't even get a quote from us, but they know our pricing and they just send.
Yeah, sure. And they're just like,
that's still a enter order capability along with converting.
You certainly can.
Okay.
You can go right into Zoho Books, create a new sales order. Your items should pop up in there.
Okay.
Yep. Good question. And then on that note, we will also, we'll integrate Zoho CRM and Zoho Books together. That way, if you want once products are quoted, they'll exist in Zoho Books for sales order that you can add manually. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sure does. Yep. Now I do have products in there now in Zoho Books.
Okay, perfect.
Can I keep adding to those?
Yes, you can. Yeah,
great.
That won't affect anything negatively. So you're more than welcome to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that. Not a problem. Okay, so customer approves quote. You're going to convert approved quotes in Zoho CRM, approved quotes in Zoho CRM to sales orders in Zoho Books with one-click conversion. Will be a button that is quote. We'll attach customer purchase order to sales order records for tracking. To Zoho Books sales orders for a little more clarification. Rockman Consulting will configure sales order templates and numbering sequences. We talked a little bit about this, I believe. If you want the sales order template to look a certain way, we can help configure that. And I think we talked about starting it, instead of starting it from 1, we can start it from another number, so it doesn't look like.
Yeah, I do have, I do have, I don't know what we're up, 17, I don't even know what sales order, but I do have a 6-digit, I think it is. And I'll probably just go up 1,000 and then start it with that number.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice just to keep it consistent. We can help you with that, or if you set it up, that's cool too.
Okay.
Zoho, just so you know, without us doing anything, maintains an audit trail of all changes made to the sales order. So you have like a history of what's
Oh, that's great.
changed. So that audit log and change log will just be right there in the record for you. We can train you how to use it.
Yeah, please. Like someone will call, the project's delayed. I really want to know who called me when because I just changed the date right now. And they're like, well, who changed that? Like, oh, but now I have a little note section where so that a log will be super helpful.
How to use the log. Okay, perfect. Yeah. We'll send you a Loom video just saying this is how the log works. And then we'll also send you how the Zoho CRM deal timeline works, because that will show you all interactions you've had with the client.
I love that, because sometimes I get a phone call, and what I do right now when I see their name, I'll put it in my email to figure out, hey, when was the last time I had a conversation with them? Who are they? So that's a really nice feature.
Yes. Yep. We'll show you how that all works. Once you hook up your email, that will pop up automatically, a lot of the details. So we can send that to you. Payment processing and order acknowledgement. For new commercial customers, you'll create 50% deposit invoice before processing. So from the sales order, you can create an invoice, and you can do a partial invoice for 50%.
Yeah. And those are a rarity. Usually it's just to order acknowledgement, no deposits.
Right. Because for government existing, no deposits required. You can proceed directly to order acknowledgement.
Yeah.
You'll send an order acknowledgement email with estimated ship dates for payment clears after the payment clears.
No, there's no payment or anything with the order acknowledgement. We don't invoice till after the whole order ships for most orders.
Yes, that makes sense. I think that was for new commercials. So yeah, in most cases, you'll send over the order acknowledgement email with estimated ship dates. And then for existing customers, order acknowledgement is sent immediately upon order entry. Does that sound correct?
That is right.
Perfect. Rockbank Consulting will set up ACH and credit card payment integration with invoices. And then order acknowledgement should be sent from Zoho Books. That sounds correct to you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same page there. And then I'll put here, Rockbank Consulting will show how to send out the order acknowledgement email through Zoho Books sales order, either via email / PDF template. So just out of curiosity, the order acknowledgement, is that a email or is that like a PDF showing?
Email with a PDF attached. Yeah.
It's a PDF.
And we do send that right now through Account Edge. Unfortunately, it's labeled invoice, and I can't change that. So you would imagine
anything you want.
Yeah, thank you. Because you would imagine the confusion it causes, right? Like on a daily basis, I'm always answering that question. No, it's not an invoice, even though it says it's an invoice. So.
Yeah, it's order acknowledge, because they're like, we just want to acknowledge, we don't want to pay for you. Let's label order acknowledgement, which is perfect. Next thing here, Rockbank Consulting will set up a ACH and credit card payment integration with invoices. That way, when you do send out the invoice, people can pay right from the invoice. You can throw in their credit card details, pay for it, or your ACH details will just be in the invoice. They just pay you that way. And
for my partner is an older generation than I am. And, we're going through a battle right now with how ACH, I talk to, actually, when I'm going to Zoho Books, I probably will change banks because it's time to do that anyway. The current bank we have is not working. So it's a great time to change banks and let the other one just, have a small balance for anything outstanding, and then start this new software with our new bank.
Sure.
My partner feels ACH is we can get extremely hacked, and I will tell you, paper checks are insane. Okay, because we have had some issues with paper checks. You could imagine stealing that. So, with your experience with your customers, ACH is now the gold standard. Is that correct for payments? No one wants to write a check. And
Yeah, it depends, but a lot is happening through credit card and ACH. ACH is nice because you don't pay the credit card tax fee,
That's right. I prefer not.
2.9% and plus 30 cents. It's just people hate paying that. So
Yeah.
ACH, I've never heard someone say we're going to get hacked through ACH, but I don't know. Maybe it is a security risk you want to be aware of. We get paid through ACH all the time, and it's not a problem. I mean, when you're adding ACH details, it's not like someone can make a withdrawal from your ACH details. They can just pay you. I mean, this is the same information you basically give if you're setting up, if you go get a new job and they're like, yeah, what account number and routing number? If you
Yeah,
want
do you want your check-in? Yeah.
yeah, it's like the exact same thing. So
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that because it's actually something we're going through.
Sure. Another thing you could bring up is ACH is only with domestic transactions. So if you're worried about like someone in China or Russia like hacking, it's like that can't even happen. It would have to happen domestically. And if someone wants to give you money through a similar way outside the US, so a foreign transaction, it's done. They have to wire you the money, which is a different routing number altogether. So just
okay. And then have you had customers who have there's a lot of our customers who have their own like Paymerang, I think is one, but there's a lot of these ACH companies that bring in money for them. So we get like, oh, your payment has been received, and we have to say, okay, we approve it, and it goes in. I guess that would just have to be on a separate, because they pay through their payment platform. These are payment platforms.
Yeah, like Bill.com.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I have a lot of clients who do that too, and I'm like, just confirm. I just ask my clients to confirm they're going to pay, because they give me a dashboard and stuff, and I'm like, just when I send the invoice, just tell me you're initiating payment. I'm like, that's all I need to know. We don't want to go on the dashboard. It's just a waste of time, right? We exactly.
Right.
Which is nice. If I was ordering like tons of material and like I needed to see every, I don't know, there could be a use case where that's useful. For me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, for us, it doesn't either. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is kind of annoying. And what I do is, and we can do this for you too, in my invoices, I just say reply like accepted or initiated, and like we'll update our system accordingly. Okay. And that works pretty well. So
great.
And they should, most companies that you're working with, I imagine they have like an accounts payable team that should be able to do. Yep. Yeah. So cool. So with that, professionally branded invoices, we can integrate with your bank too. So I'll just put a note here that we can assist with integrating bank with Zoho books to see transaction data.
Yep.
And there's so much more that can be done there. I'll just put a note here that we can send you over a section of a video I just made. Send section of Zoho Books Masterclass going over bank connection. That way you don't have to sit for an hour and a half. You can just see the 10 minutes that are relevant to Zoho Books and banking. So next thing here, vendor purchase order creation and management. We'll convert sales orders to multiple purchase orders based on vendor requirements. So just a note here, when someone buys something from you, that's a sales order. A sales order may require multiple purchase orders. A purchase order is what you're buying from a vendor, from somebody else. So if there's 15 line items, 10 of those might be for vendor A, 5 of them for vendor B.
Yeah.
So we need a way to solve for that. And you certainly can within Zoho. Within the sales order, you can hit convert to purchase order, and you can create 2 of them. That's great. Or whatever you want. But here we'll send purchase orders to appropriate vendors via email through Zoho Books Purchase Orders module. Vendors will respond with sales order acknowledgement numbers. We'll update purchase orders in Zoho with vendor acknowledgement number for tracking. And we talked about that, and that was important. Brockman Consulting will configure purchase order templates and vendor-specific workflows. Brockman Consulting will set up automated PO generation with line item selection capabilities. That's something I think, basically what I'm saying here is if you have a preferred vendor for an item,
Yeah.
we could automatically create the POs for you.
Yeah, I think there was a section when I was setting up items for that. Who's the vendor, their vendor number. So, yep. Great.
Yep. And so even though you set that up, typically it won't. What I'm saying is if you wanted, when the sales order is created, we could automatically create the purchase orders as well. Because we know for each item, right, there's a preferred vendor. So if you want something like that, it's not out of the box, but we could certainly look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I would put that in as a possibility for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So just know what that's about. If you want to put not interested or a nice to have for phase 2, great. We can totally do that.
Okay.
Oh, and then one last thing, this is kind of important on this board here. You can order this too. So like we're going to go from top to bottom. So I would recommend at a default, we go from top to bottom. But if there's something that you're like, that should be phase 2, you can pick this up and just drag it to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So you're aware. Yeah. So it's like we give you quite a bit of autonomy here.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
If you defer to us, we go from top to bottom because we go in order of your customer journey. So yeah, that's usually our default. Phase 2 enhancements, Brockman Consulting will create automated vendor confirmation system. Just you'd think when you send a purchase order to someone, they'd be jumping up and down saying we got a sale. Some people aren't like that. They need to be bugged in order to move forward. So here's a system I talked to you about this, saying Zoho can send the vendor, hey, I sent you a purchase order, confirm, in order to move things along.
That's probably something we wouldn't use, only because the vendors have been working us for so long. If we kept sending multiple emails, they would say, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, really? Okay. So
they would be like, what is going on?
Yeah, no worries. We can cross that out. That's not an issue at all. Order fulfillment and shipping coordination. Large orders, vendors will drop ship directly to customers, multiple small shipments. Sometimes you bring it over to your warehouse to combine it. That way they're not getting annoyed with 50 different shipments. We'll coordinate with vendors on shipping timelines through phone calls, emails, and meetings. You will work with new 3PL warehouse system using Excel spreadsheets for communication. The new warehouse uses a 3PL system. We didn't know the name. I think you said it started with an E.
Still don't know the name. I'll let you know.
Got it. We know it starts with an E, so we're getting closer. Integration to be explored for phase 2. Perfect. We talked about configuring shipping and package workflows. That way, basically what we're saying here is a sales order would become a package for the warehouse and then shipments for the warehouse. Eventually, they handle that via their 3PL though, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
Phase 2 enhancements, Brockman Consulting will explore integration with 3PL. Final invoicing and payment collection. You have that final 50% for new commercial customers. It's a rarity though. Government existing customers, full invoice after shipment. And then you have net 30 terms. Tender will track payments and mark orders. We can set up automated invoice generation based on shipping confirmations if you want. That's just something to think about. We can send payment reminders and track aging reports. There's so much we can do there in Zoho. I'll let you decide if you want to prioritize that or not. It's not a huge thing. This is more of a phase 2 thing in my mind.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but certainly great.
Yeah, nice to have, but maybe not.
Right now, just because we're growing, so right now it's fine, but in the future with multiple, with growing, with multiple sales, that will become important.
Sure. Yeah, certainly. Next thing here, Brockman Consulting will set up Zoho Learn Autopilot training system. Basically, this means 2 things. We create SOPs for you as we take videos of your system and what we built. And then also, if you're wanting to train people to eventually take on what you're doing.
And I do, yeah.
And you do. Yeah, a lot of business owners and leaders come to us and they're like, Drew, I love my job, but I also want to focus on the most critical things. One thing I do, and I can attest to this because it helps me with this a lot. If there's something I want to train to do, I don't create an SOP for it. I send them a video on something that I do, and then has an SOP called How to Create an SOP. and he creates the SOPs for me. So I'm always one video away or one recording of something I'm doing away from delegating it to someone else on the team. So we want to give you that how to create SOP, and then we'll put it into Zoho Learn and explain how it works. So it'll all be there for you. Yep. And then we'll add to it so that you'll have a little bank of knowledge on how to use Zoho. But if you want to remove yourself from working in the business so you can start working on the business, you'll want to use that same system.
Yeah.
We stole it from a client that did it. I thought it was genius. Now we give it to everybody. So
yeah, great. And I'm in a business group that are all business owners, and they have been on my ass for SOPs for years. So I can't wait to tell them, oh yeah, I'm making my SOPs.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, I've made one SOP with this business. Like I think maybe I've done two, but I've done one, but we have like 100.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't have to create them because you're the biggest bottleneck, right? You've got a million things going on. You don't have time to write out step by step. Because by the time you've done it, you're like, isn't this going to change? So anyways, all of that detail will be included there for you.
Okay.
And I think you'll find it really helpful. So next thing here, Brockman Consulting will create SOPs for major configurations and setup. So don't worry about it. If there's something critical for you to understand the system, the recording software we use is called Loom. Loom looks at the transcript and creates SOPs automatically. So we'll just put that into your system for you. Some additional requirements, data migration. You're going to manually add the main products. So we're not going to do a big migration there, which is really nice to get you started. You can set up, we don't need to worry about this one. We can move historical data into Zoho Analytics later for reference.
That's a question for you, historical data. How did companies who move to Zoho, what do I do with Account Edge? And how do I get to account without having to keep paying for Account Edge in order to get in there and look at old orders?
I would do a full export from Account Edge, all the data. There's usually a data backup feature in most apps. If not, you have to go through every module and just do a full export. And then you import all that data into Zoho Analytics. And you just use it as legacy data. So if you need to search something, you go into Zoho Analytics and then you can search Account Edge data there.
Oh, I can. Great. And I don't have to pay for both.
Exactly. But you still have all the data. That's the important thing. So
excellent. Okay.
And that is the fastest and cleanest way to do it. There's other ways that take a little more time and are a little more robust. But for your needs, I think 99% of the time, that's what I suggest with people moving from old systems.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, so we can help you with that if you want. It's really quick for us. I'll just put here, Brockman Consulting can take all account and migrate it to Zoho Analytics. We will need to do backup Account Edge. By the way, if you don't want to do Account Edge stuff, you could give us credentials and we can go and do Account Edge.
I do back up, occasionally. So I think the full backup is not a problem. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Even better. Redundant there. We'll continue adding items as new purchase orders come in. Perfect. Integration requirements. Your Brockman Consulting will test and configure quote or ScalePad integration. Talked about that already. Marketing and CRM setup. If you want to prioritize it at any point, and I'm going to take this out for now because it's already listed there. Marketing and CRM setup. Brockman Consulting will configure Zoho marketing automation preferred over Zoho campaigns. There's a lot of reasons for that, but basically, if you want to do marketing inside of Zoho with that email list, you got 5,000 contacts. A lot in the way of marketing here. We'd be happy to show you the ropes. We'd be happy to show you the ropes and set up that system within Zoho marketing automation and Zoho. So
yeah, that is a definite phase 2 for me. Yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'll bite off Zoho books first. Yep.
Yeah, it's important before you start flooding your system that you plug in all the holes, which is what we want.
That's right. Yeah.
Timeline priorities, phase 1, Zoho books by July 1st. We're going to get it done much faster than that. And then primary focus is finance and accounting, and secondary focus is all the other stuff we talked about. Training, already talked about the SOP stuff. So I'll remove that. Estimated timeline in hours. We're going to bring it all into Zoho projects. So we didn't put the timeline here. Just so you know, I don't think this is going to fall out of the average. Usually it's 25 to 50 hours.
Okay.
For Zoho Books, you're looking at the lower end, and then 4 to 8 weeks. We're going to bring all of this into Zoho Projects.
Mhm.
So your homework is log in here and
Okay.
then just mark your priority,
Mm-hmm.
or is it must have, nice to have, not interested. And then once you've done that, I'll move it over here. It'll make a little more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've added all of these, just say, hey, we're ready to go, and then we'll move forward.
Great.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Very helpful. Thank you. Super organized.
yes, we try to after doing this, I think we've done more than, at this point, 180 discoveries.
Wow.
So we and all we do is Zoho implementation. So we try to make it really organized every time. So it's just like, was the system built? Let's go in here, and it'll all be green if it is. So.
And I'll say, even just adding vendors, right? Like as I'm in, and I really don't know Zoho except for I'm just clicking around, adding vendors, doing that. And I'm like, wow, already there's a little tab and it shows like the vendor statement, even though I have nothing in there. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Like it's so
nice.
it
Yeah.
feels like Account Edge is it's really like I have a blinder on. There's no visual anything. It's just all right. Now all of a sudden I have some images of, oh, wow, I can just see it. I don't have to print things out or download a PDF to see what the heck's going on. So I'm really look forward to the switch.
Well, great. Yeah, Zoho's going to feel kind of like you just got a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and all-in-one systems like Zoho are it's so nice to have all of your stuff in one place. And I know you're going to be using Quoter, but we'll integrate it so it will still feel like it's a unified system. So before we move forward, I'll tell you where we'll go from here now that we've gone through the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Any feedback you have for me or us on the discovery process? How do you feel like it went? How do you feel like working with us so far has gone?
Very thorough. And I'm a person who's like, well, let's just get to it. So I understand the system and I do respect that. I do respect that system. So yeah, super thorough. Great. You asked all the right questions, and I think we have a great timeline going, and I will go back to the projects and think about each line item again, and then as we're going along, I will imagine that some things will change, right? As we discover, oh, you know what, maybe this is not a priority, but this certainly is. But it feels, as far as your projects go, it seems like a little bit of a more simplified. I think we're a little more simplified when it comes to integration. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm super looking forward to just like I would like to be a Zoho Books expert. I have to be, because it's my company. Not that I want to do everything in there, but I do want to know how to do everything.
Understand it, right? Yeah, certainly. We kind of wrote the book on using Zoho Books, so we can certainly show you exactly how to use it according to best practices. We're happy to do that. Well, good. What I'm hearing is you're like, hey, let's get in and build this thing. But you're like, okay, Drew has a process to kind of get this organized. And
yes,
maybe if we go a little slower at first, we can go faster when we build this thing, which is what we like to do. Okay, awesome. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate that. We may send you an email having you just write out any thoughts you may have. We're always trying to improve this process. We love open and honest feedback. Even if it's critical, we can take the criticism. Please let us know anything we can do to improve. We want to make this process perfect.
Okay.
So
great.
we appreciate that. Okay. So, next steps from here. Seems like we're clear on the action plan. We're going to bring this all into Zoho Projects, and we're going to say, hey, it's all added here. Go ahead and fill out your column. You just have one column. It's priority. We'll focus on the phases. So if you have nice to have, not interested, we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on must haves, just so that you're aware.
Okay.
So we will notify you. It should be done here in the next day. So it'll happen pretty quick. We're also going to send you a link to this document. You probably already have one because I sent it to you last week, but we're going to send it to you again just so it's at the top of your box. And then we can do one of two things from here. If you want, we can schedule a weekly meeting right now if you want to move fast, or If you want to fill this out first and then book a weekly meeting, we can.
Okay.
But a weekly meeting is our way of updating you and being accountable to you on everything we're building.
Yeah.
So every week we get on the call and we say, this is everything we built. This is how it works. Do you have any questions? We'll go over it. And then every week we'll update you.
Mm-hmm. I am trying to take this week off.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I am going actually for Thanksgiving. We're going to Canada since it's, Niagara on the Lake is a beautiful place. It's 40 minutes away from us. So
Cool.
yeah, we are spending a week in Canada. Of course, my laptop will be with me, but I'm going to try using it minimally. So maybe for our week, if we could pretend this week didn't exist and go and set up our weekly the week of December 8th.
Sure. Yeah, that is doable.
Okay.
We can set that up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will also, just the last thing, we'll send this over, we'll convert, and then let me book that meeting with you right now. I'll just tell you what my calendar looks like. So the next time I would have available to meet with you, and you said not next week, but the next week, the week of the 8th.
Yeah, week of the 8th, that would be great because I'm pretending this week doesn't exist.
For sure. Okay, so Monday the 8th, we could meet 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Perfect.
And we usually do an hour for those weekly meetings. And we'll be sending over a lot of the instruction from here. But just so you're aware, and I touch base every single week on every single account. So I'm not ditching you, speed on everything. And if you ever want to loop me in on a call, you're more than welcome to, but you're in good hands with He's up to speed. I've briefed him on what we're doing for you. So I'm going to add this meeting for Monday the 8th at 9 a.m. and then type this in, Zoho weekly meeting. You should get this in just a moment. And then we'll repeat it for 8 weeks. Some of these, like on the week of Christmas and whatnot, we may not do. That's completely fine. Just want to make sure we have this on the books and we can add more meetings if we need to.
Okay.
Okay, so you should see that come through in just a moment. Let's see here. All right.
Am I still sharing my screen?
You are. It's completely fine if you want to.
Sorry. I thought it was done sharing my screen.
Don't worry, I do that. I do that all the time. You should have the weekly meetings in for the 8th. We'll plan on having your action plan in Zoho projects.
I'll go in Zoho projects and do that. And then just to get one more minute, just so me putting in my items and my customers and my vendors, like my goal is to just have the top 50 of everything. That's great. There's no problem with that. Is that right?
No problem at all. Put all that in there.
And I think I may have played around with forms at one point too. And the only other thing that I did not add to this, now that I think of everything, the big scope, is we do have a custom report. And I think maybe we have talked about this our first meeting, which would be it's called a TDR report that we have to print out every month for GSA to pay our fee, or GSA fee for having a contract. So that probably will be something I may add onto.
In Zoho projects too. We'll do this. So
and it's one line item TDR report, and that could be towards the end, but that probably will be definitely a phase 1.
Let's do this. We'll go. I'm going to put this right here.
Okay.
We can move it anytime we want, and I'll call it TDR report. Report. I'll put consulting will assist in creating TDR report.
Great.
In Zoho. Then also just add a note, we will need to do a small to further detail for this report. We'll make sure to have this in here. So we'll bring it into Zoho. If you notice though that there's something in this list that if you notice there's something not here that you want to be here, you can always just go to add task and create one.
Okay, Great, perfect. And I think that was it. Other than that, it's we're all set. Okay, thank you, sir, very much. I look forward to working with you.
Excellent.
Look forward to working with you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks, Drew. Thank you for getting us up to speed. It'll be it's going to be seamless. I just know it.
Of course. And it's just last thing here.
Yeah.
After you fill out your priorities inside of Zoho projects, we'll send over the invoice once you're ready to get moving.
Okay.
And then once your invoice is paid, we'll top you up on hours. It's 15 hours,
Okay.
hour batches. And then you will know what we're going to work on with those hours, how long each of the tasks should take generally, and then we'll go from there.
And do you have a place where I know how many hours I have spent and
Great question. We send you an email showing you you're at 15, you're at 10, you're at 5, just to keep you updated. And then every week when we meet with you, you can just say, how many hours do I have left? And we have it right in front of us.
you need to get like an icon of a wine bottle. It's full, and then you pour a glass. It's
Yes.
this many hours. This is
Your battery.
your wine bottle is empty. Okay.
That is a good idea. We will
Yeah.
work on the wine bottle animation. That'll be our top priority. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Well, great doing the discovery with you. You've been very detailed. So thanks for your detailed participation in the discovery process. We're going to send this all in a nice email to you so it's all in one place on what happens next. If you have any questions whatsoever, we're here to take care of you. So just let us know and we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, Senator, bye.